We're going to start off today's show with the latest news on the Eagles injury report heading into Week 6 against the New York Jets as the Birds hit the road to MetLife Stadium. And there's some good news on this front for Philadelphia going into this game as the Eagles look to remain undefeated and get that record to 6-0. Before we get to that, also Adam Schefter is a real one because he likes the brotherly shove, and we have some mind-blowing Jalen Hurts statistics that we want to talk about as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. How many subscribers can we pick up before game day? We're currently sitting pretty at 56,680. Can we get the 57K prior to our watch party on Sunday? If you want Eagles shows every single day, this is your go-to spot. Hit that subscribe button down below. So on the Eagles injury front, Fletcher Cox, Nakobe Dean. Let's spend a few moments talking about both of these players. They both returned to the practice field today. And with Fletcher Cox in particular, back practicing after missing Sunday's game against the Los Angeles Rams, he got an epidural injection in his back last week. Everything I've heard about that, as well as producer Trizzy, it's extremely painful with one of those really long needles that they stick all the way into your back. So that couldn't have felt good. It's probably a big reason why Cox could not play against the Los Angeles Rams. Eagles didn't really miss him all that much. Jalen Carter was terrific. Milton Williams, I thought, flashed on a couple of plays. Jordan Davis continued to do Jordan Davis things because he's a mountain of a man who can move a mountain. And as we look forward to this matchup against New York on Sunday, Nick Sirianni saying that Fletcher Cox's status unknown, we'll see. But if he's back on the practice field, I think that Cox is going to play because he's played a lot in his NFL career. The Rams game, the first matchup that Fletcher Cox missed with an injury since the 2017 season. So that's due to injury. He had missed some other games just for load management and for some rest, but this has been a very durable player since he was drafted about a decade ago out of Mississippi State by Philadelphia during the Andy Reid regime. And Cox in 2023, he continues to defy father time, age like fine wine. He's playing really good football at this point. And on the bargain deal that the Eagles got him on 1 year, when a team like the New York Jets was willing to pay him a lot more, it's been a great, valuable play for this front office. 134 pass rush snaps for Cox, 54 run defense snaps, 1 sack, 3 hurries. His 7 quarterback hits, number 1 in the NFL for all defensive tackles, 11 total pressures, not bad either. So with Fletcher Cox coming back for Philadelphia, I want everybody to whip him out down in the comments section and type Cox down below. We appreciate you. I tried to hold it together. I just couldn't. Producer Trizzy Trey surprising me with that one. Next up, Nakobe Dean injury update. Also back on the practice field today, as I alluded to a little bit earlier. Whip him out. That is classic. Missed the last 4 games with the foot injury after he went on IR. He injured his foot week 1 against the New England Patriots. And in drills today, defensively for Philadelphia, the starting off-ball linebackers, Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham. That was the same off-ball rotation that we saw week 1 against New England. After Dean got hurt, Nicholas Morrow activated to the active roster from the practice squad. He had played some really good football. He has 3 sacks. That's second most on the team behind Jordan Davis. But it looks as though right now, Philadelphia going to try it out. Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham as the starters. I imagine Nicholas Morrow is going to get some run as well. And I think that the Eagles' defense, they have benefited from Morrow's blitzing ability. I think that Sean Desai has gotten really creative with putting him in certain situations to rush the opposing quarterback, but he has struggled a little bit in coverage. So with Nakobe Dean coming back, I think it helps out Philadelphia here because Dean can help more so against the run, did it against New England to a really impressive way. And then he can help out against the pass as well, can Nakobe Dean. So it's kind of that multifaceted approach to his game that Dean has. He's strictly just a better linebacker than Nicholas Morrow. But I do like Morrow as a backup, and I'm curious to see how much Sean Desai is going to play Nicholas Morrow with Nakobe Dean coming back. Here's what the Eagles head coach had to say about Dean. We don't have to make that decision on starting right at this particular time? Do we have a plan in our head? Obviously, I think that's something that we keep tight, though, for a competitive advantage. Well, at the practice field, you trotted out Nakobe Dean and Zach Cunningham. So I think the idea for Philadelphia, or whatever's going on in Nick Sirianni's head, they're going to give Dean that leash to see what he can do for this team. We saw what he could do week 1. Again, I thought he was really good against the run. And then in that preseason game, when he shot the gap against the Cleveland Browns to force that stop, I thought that was really terrific as well. More Eagles injury news here from Jeff McClain. Nakobe Dean foot, Fletcher Cox back at practice today. We already talked about that. And then Darius Slay, Justin Evans, they were not back at practice. And then Marlon Tupuolutu with a triceps was present, but not practicing. We're only getting started on today's show because we're getting revved up. Coming up next, Jalen Hurts is on an incredible run, and we have some fascinating numbers to help tell that story, and I'm going to explain why Adam Schefter, like all of you who are watching, is a real one. You know what the Real One app is when it comes down to buying tickets? It's game time. Download the app. You get $20 off using the promo code EaglesChat as the event gets closer for either a sporting event, a concert, a comedy show. Myself and Trizzy, we use it all the time. Trizzy went to Texas A&M Arkansas a couple of weeks ago at Jerry World. Him and I have both used it to go to some concerts and some comedy shows as well. You can use it to get some upcoming Philadelphia Eagles tickets. As the event gets closer, the prices do drop. You're guaranteed to get the lowest price. And why I like this app the most, I see where I'm sitting for what I'm paying for. That's really important for me when I go to a game. There are still tickets available. Eagles, Jets coming up on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. Take over that stadium and let it be known that Eagles fans are going to bring the heat, and it can be another home away from home game. And then as you look forward, still tickets available for Dolphins, Eagles as well. Cowboys, Eagles in a few weeks in November. Eagles Chat, that is the promo code, $20 off. That is the deal. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video. Let's also talk about Jalen Hurts here on the show as I teased just moments ago. We are all a witness to what Jalen Hurts is doing right now, and he's doing some really special things in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform, and we're witnessing a special run right now. First of all, Jalen Hurts, as we know, is a winner. And I think that wins as a quarterback stat are important because the quarterback sets the foundational culture for the rest of the organization. He is 22-1 in his last 23 regular season starts. The last time he lost a regular season start, last year against Washington, when the Eagles lost their first game of the season. Jalen Hurts is also the 5th quarterback in NFL history to win 22 games in 23 starts, and he joined some really elite names here. Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Jim McMahon. His winning percentage is also crazy. It's the highest among all quarterbacks going all the way back to 2021. And then this stat for Hurts and how he fares on the road, it really is tough to grasp because going on the road in the NFL is not easy. Philadelphia, in games that Jalen Hurts has started, they have won 11 straight road games. That is tied for the 3rd longest streak ever in the history of the NFL. And then this one, producer Trizzy was really surprised by. And you think about Hurts, right? He replaces Carson Wentz in 2020, full-time starter in 2021, 2022, and now 2023. He has beat every NFC team over the last 2.5 years, except for the Seattle Seahawks. That's a team who Jalen Hurts lost to as a rookie, and he's going to have an opportunity in a few weeks here to go up to the Pacific Northwest and beat the Seahawks. That will give him a victory. If the Eagles can pull that one out over every team in the NFC, that's 15 other squads outside of Philadelphia. So if you think Jalen Hurts is that guy, I want you to type him because Jalen Hurts is him. Type it down below in the comment section. Let's round out with this. Adam Schefter is a real one. Why is that? He was on 97.5 The Fanatic in Philadelphia. I used to intern there, and he said he has no problem with the brotherly shove. Unlike Peter King, who's like, this is bad for football. I'm acting like a grandpa here. Schefter's like, what is illegal about it? It's football. The Eagles mastered it. It's their play. If you don't like it, go out and stop it. Adam Schefter, thank you for being the voice of reason among national media prototypes across the country who just don't seem to get it. And Schefty knows that the brotherly shove takes skill. Why does it take skill for Philadelphia? Well, not every quarterback across the NFL can squat 600 pounds like Jalen Hurts can. That allows him to keep his feet and legs driving to pick up those necessary yards on those short yardage situations. The real ones know, and I love trench play. Eagles obviously love trench play as well because they invest in the offensive line and the defensive line. The leverage and timing from the offensive line is really impressive with this play as well. When you watch it, Jason Kelce, Landon Dickerson, basically every single starter on that offensive line, they get so low with that play to get up underneath you to create that space for Hurts, and then his teammates, if they need to, they can provide that shove. So the leverage, that's one thing. The timing on the snap count is also really special. Like the Eagles have mastered that where Jalen Hurts will snap the football, different sequences to keep the defense off guard so they don't know when exactly that play is happening. Eagles' offensive line is spectacular. Other teams don't have great offensive line play. Other teams don't develop offensive linemen like the Eagles do. They have the best offensive line coach in Jeff Statland. They put resources toward that position group, whereas other teams can't scout the position, develop the position, or pay the position like the Eagles do. Eagles' offensive line, spectacular. So why should they be penalized if they're so good at a unique play? There's also growth with the play. You can run a little rugby scrum out of it. Jalen Hurts has gone to the left. He's gone to the right. They've gone pitch plays. They've gone pass plays. There's a bunch of different things that the Eagles can do out of that formation, and other teams struggle with it. Remember the conversation going into this year? It's unfair. Everybody's going to run it like Philadelphia. That's why the NFL tried to get it outlawed after last year. Well, the numbers show that when other teams try to run the brotherly shove, they're not as successful as Philadelphia. No one likes us. We don't care. NFL doesn't like Philadelphia. We don't care. Don't outlaw the play. This is a unique play that I think makes football special because football is all about coming up with something scheme-wise and out-executing your opponent and game planning against your opponent. Now, going into Week 5, I thought that ESPN did a really good breakdown on the brotherly shove, and it's a statistical breakdown that goes to show you that the Eagles have been efficient. Other teams haven't. The Eagles, going into Week 5, ran the brotherly shove 37 times in the regular season per ESPN Stats and Information. They've gotten a first down or scored a touchdown on 34 of those attempts. 34-37. That's a success rate of 92%. You're thinking, well, other teams are going to watch the tape. They're going to run the same play to the same levels of efficiency. Nada. Other teams trying to follow suit. There were 36 attempts going into Week 5 through 4 weeks, up from 5 at this point in 2022 with mixed results. 4 teams are 0 for 1, but the overall success rate, 81%, down from the 92% success rate that Philadelphia has. Why, again, should the Eagles be penalized for mastering this play, relying on the strengths of their offensive line and the uniqueness of their quarterback who can squat 600 pounds? No one likes us. We don't care. We can say it all together. We can also say, Go Birds, and an EAGLES. Thanks to everybody for watching today's show. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow here on Eagles Now.